Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? BladeWolf505 back with another Destiny 2 video. This time we're going to move on to the next exotic mission in rotation, the Operation Seraph Shield. Now, Operation Seraph Shield is not hard, and the exotic weapon that it gives you is pretty dang good. Like, I am personally in love with Revision 0. It's a pretty cool concept for a gun, a pulse rifle that on precision hits loads in sniper caliber rounds and then transforms this pulse rifle into a sniper rifle. I think that's awesome. I like it a lot, and I personally am using it a lot. But anyways, getting to the meat and potatoes, why I am farming this mission. You already know why. You watched the last video, you've got a pretty clear idea. Weapons. I'm in it for the weapons. Especially this loot pool of weapons. Season 19 weapons. Now, some of you have been playing Destiny for a while, you know what weapons were in Season 19. Some of you who are just coming back, I'm gonna tell you regardless if you already know what weapons were in Season 19. We've got the Ikelos family of weapons. We've got Retrofit Escapade. We've got Disparity. Here's a Glaive, I guess, too. Also, and let me just say, the widely accepted God roles, I say God roles in air quotations because I don't know enough about some of these weapons perks to argue from the generally accepted God roll perks for some of these weapons. Like for Disparity with arrowhead break and accurized rounds with enhanced rapid hit and enhanced desperado. I know from experience and from my friends who nag in my ear that this is a good role for PvP, which I am not into. I'm not really into PvP, but you know, it's a good role and it's a good gun, so like, Judgment of Kelgarath. I'm not a big glaive guy. I've never have been a big glaive guy, but I know some of my friends are big glaive guys, so here's the god roll for that. Ballistic tuning, light mag, overflow, and close to melee. Now, I don't know enough about melee, like glaive play, or the glaive strats, so I have nothing to comment on this roll, or like what the perks do, like. But anyways, moving on to something I do know about, Retrofit Escapade, which has been regarded as being one of the best machine guns for boss DPS. And I'm big on DPS, I love DPS. I want to do as much DPS as possible with my Warlock, Hunter, and Titan. That's what most of their builds are centered around, is big DPS or just fun play. But yeah, the roll for this is arrowhead break with appended mag. 4th time's the charm, and target lock, which just looks absolutely juicy. That just, I can't wait to get my hands on that. Moving on, next is a hand cannon that I personally use a lot, just because of its fast fire rate and its consistent damage. It's pretty well. Mine isn't craftable though, so I'm really excited to get this craftable. And the god roll for this gun specifically is corkscrew rifling, seraph rounds, subsistence, and repulsor brace, which is not what I have on mine. What I have on mine is either frenzy or rampage. I forgot, I haven't touched Destiny 2 in a while. Moving on to the linear fusion rifle, which I completely forgot that there was a linear fusion rifle in this loot pool, but I guess it's number 3 for most popular aggressive frames. And its god roll is arrowhead break, enhanced battery, field prep, and chill clip, which is a pretty interesting duo of perks. Field prep, personally, I use that a lot for my rocket launchers. And chill clip, I completely forgot what chill clip did. Direct hits with the top half of the magazine cause a detonation that slows nearby target. Okay, that's pretty cool. Moving on to the main dish. The one SMG that's generally regarded as the best SMG in the game. The Ikelos SMG. So I know it's a pretty big claim to make, but you know, it's number 1 in the 720 RPM aggressive frame SMGs and number 3 in SMGs worldwide. Or I guess gun wide. With small bore Seraph rounds, Feeding Frenzy, and Volt Shot. This thing is a godsend for arc builds. Moving on to the shotgun, the only weapon that I'm really going to make an argument for that the community accepted god roll isn't as optimized as it could be. Because when I look at this shotgun, I look at it as though it's a great shotgun for Bonk Titan. It's great with full choke, steady rounds, grave robber, 1-2 punch. You don't got to worry about reloading. You don't got to worry about melee damage. Your melee damage is increased even more. And as a Bonk Titan build, that's what you want to be looking for. That's all I have to say about this weapon. But that's enough about the weapons. Let's get into the guide on how to complete the mission. If you haven't completed it already, you can go ahead, watch through that. It's 14 minutes of mission completion. If you've already done that already, you can watch it anyways. Why not? You know, do as you please. Alright, it's Blade Wolf transitioning. Alright, now let's start guiding through the mission. Once the mission starts, you're going to be put up on top of a mountain. You have to go to this door that's guarded by an ogre. With Strand, this is easy peasy. Get a tangle, throw it, grapple onto that tangle, and you can surf right across with ease. No difficulties whatsoever. You just walk through, and before you get to this room, there are some lasers that you want to dodge. But while you're in this room, you just got to kill these 4 fallen, I think. Yeah, 4. Yeah, sorry, I don't know how to count. And then you have to learn this exotic mission's specific mechanic, which is a lot of puzzles. You have to grab this little module, and then you have to go scan these things, and then a drop pod falls down from above. Get inside that drop pod, and for the first time in a while in the space game, you get to go to space. You're in space now. I don't know how many missions are like this where like you can actually just be in space. I know Vox Obscura, no, not Vox Obscura, Presage is one of them. That's the only other one I can think of. But yeah, then you deposit your scanner and the door will open. Well, you will be met with more fallen. Kill these fallen, pick up the scanner, and then start scanning stuff. This is pretty much what the whole mission is. You gotta navigate through some vents for some of them, dodge some lasers. But yeah, anyways, you go into this room, scan this terminal right here, dodging the slowed down traps that are in there. You leave the vent, you stop being sus for a minute, you leave the vent. Go kill all these fallen. Then you're going to scan the final terminal. In this room, which opens a door, you're going to be faced off with a servitor. If you're not blind, you'll be able to see the servitor. You'll be able to kill him. Then you deposit your scanner here, and this door is going to open. Then you're going to enter a big room with a lot more fallen. Kill the guy with the scanner, start scanning the stuff. You know how it goes. You got to traverse these vents up here, and then it'll take you to this room full of lasers, which you'll have to, you know, dodge around like in Resident Evil 4, the movie. I don't even know if I can pull that scene up, but if I can, I will. You scan this terminal. This door at the end is going to open up, and you're going to be faced off with another servitor. Kill that guy. And here I freeze framed for a purpose, because the Matt who is playing the game didn't notice this, but editing Matt noticed this. This next room that you go in, you're going to deposit the scanner so that this door can open, and you have to select the right terminal that has the lit up terminal on it. You have to activate the right one. There's going to be like 4. You're going to have to activate the correct one that was connected to the lit up terminal. I just guessed, because I didn't see it. So I was like, oh, I can interact with this thing. Okay, cool. And then I moved on without noticing that I could have messed up there. Then you're going to enter this room full of turrets, like with 3 explosive shanks, but with Strand, you know, everything is such a piece of cake. It's so easy. You can dodge all of this. We're going to enter this room with this one scanner guy who is going to give you a scanner, and with this scanner you're going to be able to see which terminals are lit up. And you jump down to this next window, you're going to be able to see which floor tiles are lit up. You memorize that real quick, jump in there, don't step on the wrong tile or you'll die. Don't get hit by the lasers or you'll die. Don't activate the wrong terminal or you'll, you know, die. And I pretty much just skipped the room with the enemies because I felt like it was a waste of time. I'm trying to farm this mission, not get XP, because I want to get these weapons. I really want to get these weapons. I really want these weapons. Anyways, moving on. We kill these Fallen in the next room, grab this scanner, this new terminal thing, and with this one you're going to be able to shoot the tiles on the walls. Spend less time in this room because, yeah. Then once you shoot all the tiles, you're going to be led to another room full of turrets and Fallen instead of Hive. You kill those 3 turrets, and then you kill the one big Fallen who's got the key card. Once you grab the key card, then you're going to be able to face off against this servitor. You're going to be able to deposit, and you'll be able to open this door to the first boss fight. Grab your heavy ammo, blow up these explosive tanks in the middle. Now we're cooking with fire. The boss spawns in, but you know, he doesn't stay here for long because he's a big wuss. Once you get him down to his first yellow bar, he just leaves. He's like, well, you're way too strong. Let me get out of here. And he leaves. Leaves us with 3 of these transformers to fight. We break those things pretty easily. And the first time I did this room, I didn't realize how you needed to progress. You need to kill every single enemy in this room. Which I know it doesn't sound like a lot, like, hey man, that doesn't sound like a lot, Blade. Just do it. So, yeah, I did. It took a while, though, because they keep spawning in. There's, like, a lot of enemies. I don't even know, like, how many in total there are, but I think there's, like, more than 50, more than 60 enemies spawning in that room. Now, story-wise, this is the part where we surrender ourselves to the 10 dregs and 2 fallen captains that are behind this bulletproof glass. For some reason, even though I could easily kill them. But we surrender so that we can get teleported to prison, and now we're going to be serving 10 to 15 years in prison, you know, for all the space crimes that we did. We're such a terrible person. You know, I guess this is just what we deserve for you know, committing mass genocide of an alien race. Oh, never mind. We got our weapons back. Now we're going to commit more alien genocide and kill all of these aliens. And once we get past all those rooms, Exo Stranger casually just tells us to jump off and go kill ourselves. So obviously, I do that. But I guess my character didn't want to, so I had to break his survival instincts real quick to force myself to jump off this into the abyss of space. Welcome to space, game. And here we're gonna have to do some platforming. Go all the way over to where we kill this guy with the scanner. We grab his scanner. And usually you can skip this part with Strand, but I messed up and died and I don't have a grenade. So you have to shoot these 3 panels to pull out these extendable platforms for you to parkour on. And then usually you're supposed to fight all these enemies, but you know, I'm super lazy. Don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna walk past all of them, not giving them any time of day. I'm gonna grab this tangle, and editing Matt thought that gamer Matt was gonna surf across, but now he just kills this one ogre, then moves on to the next room. And in this next room, the wuss comes back. He says, you know what? I'm going to bring my homies. We're going to jump you. And I don't know why he thought this is a great idea, because I easily just take him out. Don't even worry about his homies. His homies aren't doing any damage to me. And he goes down. Easy peasy. Now we're going to move on to the next portion. Some more mixed puzzles. You know, the game starts combining the two puzzle mechanics to make, I guess, compound rooms. Like not compound, but like dynamic rooms, where you have to do this mechanic where you switch out the power to scan with the power to shoot things and break them with your bullets. Moving on to the next room. This next room could be trouble. If you don't take care of the turret on the ceiling, you could get a death on your scoreboard. Oh no. You deposit your ability, you grab the shooter ability, and you break that tile on that wall right there. Just gonna open the door behind you, kill all the enemies inside, deposit your shooting power, and you pick up the scanning power to scan the one terminal that's in that room. And from there, you can jump in the teleporter, kill the servitor and the shank, deposit your scanning ability. And here's a new mechanic that you have to learn, which is, I guess, Shield Buster or something. I don't know, I'm going to call it something like that. Shield Buster, yeah. You're going to be introduced to enemies that have these shields that cannot be penetrated unless you use this ability, and you break their shield generators. Suppressor Augment, that's what it's called. Okay, I see it now. And the flashing question mark on the bottom of the screen. You deposit your Suppressor Augment, and then you move on to the boss room. Now, the boss doesn't combine all of the augments that you've used so far. The boss only uses one of the augments, the Suppressor Augment, and it only becomes active twice this entire boss fight. So this boss fight is pretty easy, sectioned up into threes because we're going to have to jump to 3 different glowy panels and shoot the boss to activate the Suppressor Augment, break his shield. Kind of like the old men from Vox Obscura, where you have to go shoot the old men and then the shield comes down. This works kind of like that, in a similar manner. See, now that I think about it, I think Presage is the only mission that doesn't have this motif of threes in it. But yeah. But yeah, after beaming this dude, absolutely destroying it, now we can finally go into the room and collect our loot. And we didn't get anything bad per se, but, you know, like as it always is with these exotic missions, farming for a red border is painful. So the highest chance that you can get to get what you want as a red border is the first couple completions that you do it after getting the exotic and the 2 upgrades in normal. So what I ended up getting is a red border retrofit escapade, which is lit, a red border Ikelo sniper rifle, which is pretty cool, and then I just didn't get a red border at all for the 3rd run. Not at all. I got Path of Least Resistance trace rifle, which is meh. But yeah, it's gonna be it for this video. I think you can farm these weapons whenever they go into the rotation. And a tip that I found out is that if you're friends with somebody who hasn't completed the mission yet, not once, you've completed it the first 3 times in normal, and now you're figuring out that every other subsequent completion is only going to give you like 1 weapon. If you have a friend who's never done it, you can team up with them and you will get extra loot with them because they get rewarded the gun, the Revision 0, and they also get rewarded the 2 upgrades to Hunter's Trace. So if you tag along with them, you will have a higher chance of getting a red border for those 3 completions. And you can just keep cycling through, you know, however many friends that you have that hasn't completed this yet, and you can get more red borders. So that's a certain way that you can use to farm the red borders a little bit easier. if you're tired of this one weapon per completion crap that Bungie's putting out. But yeah, for me, I'm going to be taking a break from Destiny 2, you know, playing other games, Monster Hunter World, I'll be playing on stream, Bioshock, Bioshock 2, Bioshock Infinite. I'm really excited to play those games. And some other games that I've got just sitting in my library that I've been meaning to play and just stream myself playing. So yeah, if you're into that kind of stuff, if you're into that variety content, if there's a game that you're interested in seeing me play and talk about, go ahead, leave that comment down in the comments. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe and bell notification icon if you want to see more content like this. And this is Blade Wolf 505 signing out.